a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? He's a close experience to you. I mean, you're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Oh, okay.
So why I think that is, I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds and only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have
talent are so crazy, especially at this age, okay? It is so, what is it, 20, 21? And, you know, you start to get compared to Mike Tyson as far as his trajectory.
Mike Tyson praised Moses Atama with powerful words, emphasizing how he stands apart from today's generation of fighters. Unlike many modern boxers, Atama embodies raw hunger, unwavering focus, and the kind of determination that defines a true champion. Tyson stressed that lasting greatness is achieved through consistency, discipline, and learning from losses with dignity. With these qualities, Atama is already turning heads in the heavyweight division and is destined to rise above his peers, carving his place in history as a future legend of boxing.
If you listen, this is the thing. It has nothing to do with you losing. It depends on how you lose. How you lose tactically, hey, they're gonna always use you. It depends on how you lose. You can lose and win at the same time.
Yeah, your stock can go up.
Yeah.
Some people be like, "Oh, you undefeated. You don't know. You don't understand." It's like, no, I do understand.
Yes, you do understand.
I came out on top, but I took the risk, and I had some close ones. But I also remember my last loss and how that made me feel, which made me not want to, you know, lose again. And I just think that, given the climate of the game now with the social, like, you get crucified in boxing if you lose a fight.
So the people that watch boxing now don't understand boxing. They look at it from the physical perspective. They don't understand it at all.
Man, Cuss is grooming you and prepping you. And I saw a quote from him that, man, that thing almost brought me to tears. He said, you know, at his age, so how do you stay alive? What's your motivation? He said, I'm alive because Mike gives me hope to stay alive. I have a reason with Mike.
Ariel Helwani, one of the most respected voices in combat sports media, has also praised Moses Atama for accomplishing what very few have done at such a young age. At only 20 years old, Atama is already recognized as one of the most promising heavyweight prospects in the world. Helwani points out that Atama could realistically break Tyson's long-standing record of being the youngest heavyweight champion, a benchmark of youthful greatness in boxing. This is not mere hype, but rather grounded in Atama's consistent rise, flawless performances, and growing reputation. The suggestion that he may surpass Tyson's record demonstrates how seriously the boxing world values his talent.
He's fighting March 1st, former, so he's not rolling the dice again. He's just had a little burst on it. Took some time.
Okay. When did you start to really feel like this could be a career, that you had a special gift? How soon into that, you know, training journey did you start to realize, like, oh wow, this is what they're saying about me is different?
Supposedly, my trainer at the time, he messaged me saying, what you've done to them was crazy, unbelievable. You can do all the great boxers. Anyway, sorry. And I'm not bad, but I'm two-time European gold, two-time national champion. I still didn't think I was like, you know.
What truly sets Moses Atama apart from his peers is not only his youth, but also his extraordinary movement inside the ring. Analysts observing his recent performances highlight his rare combination of speed and agility. At heavyweight, fighters are typically celebrated for their power and size rather than nimble footwork or sharp reflexes. Atama, however, breaks this mold. At just 20, he already displays fluid movements. More often associated with lighter weight divisions, his footwork allows him to cut angles, evade punches, and set up devastating counters. The contrast between his size and athleticism excites experts, as it suggests that Atama is not only a heavy hitter but a complete fighter capable of outmaneuvering even seasoned heavyweights.
Why I think that is, I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds and only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have that level of speed and power. When have we ever seen that before in the history of boxing? ever. In the last 30 years even, you look at Lennox Lewis, he didn't fucking move like that for the weight. No way. Good as he was, he didn't move like that. AJ, hell of an athlete, he didn't move like that. Tyson Fury was a good mover for a big bloke. He doesn't move like that. He hasn't got that explosive speed. We're witnessing something so fucking special here. This is the most exciting combat sports athlete, any sport, MMA, boxing, whatever you want to talk about, in the world. And he's 20 years old. It's unbelievable. And I get that a lot of people have doubted him because it's hard to believe that guys who you've respected for the last 15 years can get in a boxing ring against a 20-year-old kid and get shit beaten out of them. And that emotional connection will make you want to, oh, maybe this will happen. Oh, Dillian White's training hard, he looks in shape. No, 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 no. It doesn't matter what version of Dillian White shows up. Dillian White could go back through his entire career and pick any version of himself out. You get smoked by Moses Atama because the level difference is fucking huge. That's why I only gave him 2 rounds. And I respect Dillian White. I think he is a tough guy. He has had a good career. But just look at the way Dillian White moves, man. And look at the way Moses Atama moves. This was a really easy one to predict that. People are comparing him to Mike Tyson. It's a hell of a compliment.
The comparison made by Showbiz the Adult underscores the magnitude of Moses Atama's performance against Dillian White, much like the skeptics who doubted Tyson before he dismantled Michael Spinks in under 2 minutes. Many questioned whether Atama was ready for an opponent of White's stature. The fight provided a resounding answer. Atama displayed devastating power, composure, and ruthless finishing ability that reminded observers of Tyson's iconic breakthrough. The parallel drawn between the two fights highlights how Atama's knockout victory was not just another win but a career-defining statement that demanded respect and shifted the conversation about his future.
Various about stuff like that. You know, we never see Moses in this situation, something like that. And I responded by saying, this is going to be Mike Tyson's thing. Remember that?
Moses will get hit so hard at first. He going to be gun shy for the rest of the fight, like Ryan versus Rolly. It's different level. He ain't been tested. That's what he said about. I remember those exact words when Iron Mike Tyson fought Michael Spinks. They said Mike Tyson never been in a ring with somebody of the caliber of Spinks. I'll never forget. So let's see.
And just how identical this shit is just mind-blowing. Check this out.
Dillian White looks a little big-eyed for me. He looks a little nervous for me, man. You gotta make 5 rounds. He looking down and shit. He looked like Michael Spinks, man.
When comparisons to Mike Tyson first emerged around Moses Atama, it was both flattering and burdensome. Tyson remains one of the most iconic heavyweights of all time, dominating his era with unmatched ferocity and brilliance, yet Atama has made it clear that he does not wish to merely become the next Tyson. Instead, he emphasizes building his own recognition and legacy, much like Anthony Joshua and other modern fighters who created their own unique paths. Atama's remarks highlight his maturity. At just 20 years old, he understands that true greatness comes not from imitation but from forging an identity of his own. His desire to be remembered as Moses Atama, rather than a shadow of Tyson, reflects the mindset of a future champion.
Really good thing though, when people are talking about you and people are, talking about you being maybe the next youngest world heavyweight champion after Mike Tyson, trying to break that record. You're 19 years of age now, talking about your last performance. Marius Wack, big guy, strong guy, been in there, seen it, done it, boxed everyone, was expected to give you rounds. You went in there and took him apart in 2, right? So them expectations are obviously going to be talked about. People are obviously going to do that and compare you with the likes of Mike Tyson, and that is a good thing. And I think the champions feed off that sort of stuff, and that's what you do. You don't let the pressure get you, but you deliver in your performances.
Yeah, like with, I've kind of put myself with kind of making the comparison with me and Mike Tyson with styles or whatnot, but I never really wanted to compare to no one. I kind of want to set my own path, like I said multiple times. Obviously, Joshua, Fury, Usyk, Tyson, all them, they've set their own path, so I want to set my own.
I think it's the age thing, isn't it? With the Mike Tyson thing, where he become the youngest world heavyweight champion, 20 years of age and X amount of months, whatever that was. You're 19. You put yourself in a position now that Frank Warren was on here talking about you boxing Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clark. He said tomorrow, now. That's the sort of level he sees you.
Of course. If you look at my last fight, obviously that's where they all